this oil changed on this. Once Grandpa left, I decided to keep working. So I finally got those 2 oil filters off. I did not have a 5.5 inch oil filter wrench that would fit that, right? That's 5.5 inches. Let me show you what I got. I mean, I got a ton of filter wrenches, but I don't have any 5.5 inch ones. So as you guys can see, I got a ton of filter wrenches up there. None of them are 5.5 inches. None of them are that big. So I called up O'Reilly's. I'm like, hey man, what do you guys got? I need a filter wrench for 5.5 inch filter. And they're like, oh yeah, we got one. This is what they had. And then they had this, which is like a rubber one, right? Granted, I'll give them this. I was able to get one of the filters off with it before the rubber thing got all oily and then it's basically useless. But luckily, I had this tool right here. It's basically this chain thing right here. It's like a chain pipe wrench, right? And I couldn't fit it on one of the filters because they're so close, but I was able to get one of them off with that, and then I could use that on the other one. And I mean, they were on there so tight. Let me just show you the way what this filter looks like. You see how dented that thing is? I mean, that thing is dented. What's up, Alex? So, finally got both of the filters off. Now it's time for me to put those 2 new filters on. And then she's ready to be filled back up with oil. Okay. Make sure you only hand tighten the ones that are a pain to get off if you tighten them with a wrench. Yeah, I mean, well, I'm gonna go out and buy a metal filter wrench for these that's the correct size, but man, let me tell you what, that was the biggest pain getting those off. That was the biggest pain. Do you guys fill these up with oil before you put them on? I generally try and fill them up with oil. Let's put some oil on this thing. 1 second, I'm gonna put you guys down right here. Don't mind me. I'm just gonna put some oil on this O-ring right here. I feel like a crackhead, just working like unlimited hours, you know? Sometimes those crackheads, man, even though they ain't doing nothing, they're doing something. They're up like all hours. I don't know how they do it. I'm exhausted. Alright, this one's just about ready to go on. What do you guys think? Should I fill these up with some oil first? Should I put some oil in these? I've had them so tight I had to filter crush and had to chisel it off. I'm right there with you, Blake. I've had an oil filter on there so tight that even that chain one was basically shredding it. I've had them on there that tight before. I mean, these stupid filters, they just leak so easily, you know? I feel like there could be a better design for a filter, you know? Like a smaller gasket. I pre-fill mine, but I think Kat says not to. Yeah, I mean, if it's getting ran for 2 seconds, I normally pre-fill them, but these are so freaking massive. I'm not gonna pre-fill these ones. I'm gonna be able to get them on there. They're so freaking tall. Okay, that one's on. And we'll just crank it a little bit. Boom, just like that. Right where I can see the number. That way when I go to get another filter, I just tell them the number. Okay. Whew. Okay. That baby's done. That baby is done. Cool. This often basically filled it up, but that's a cool little drain. Those are nice. That made life a lot. Kit with the oil, also from the transmission kit. So we're gonna see how that turns out. Check out this Milwaukee right here. Dang, that thing is bright. This is a Milwaukee. It's a light, right? You can either run it off the battery or you can plug it in. And then check this out. I can plug my USB into that and charge my phone. Is that cool or what? And then on this side, you got the different modes and stuff. And I just bought the biggest Milwaukee battery they had to power this thing, which is the M18 12 amp hour. And this thing lasts forever. That thing is very handy. I was gonna buy one of the lights that, you know, sits on like a tripod. That's so much better though, because I can be low or I can have it high up.
So how's it going, Daddy?
It's going. Good. I got oil in my mouth now. And sand. Disgusting. At this rate, it's going to be road ready by sunup. Right, Blake? That's what I'm going for. That's what I'm going for, buddy. So, let's see. This thing probably takes 10 gallons. So, I'm going to add all 3 of those and I'll add half of that. But I still got to do the transmission filters and fill up the transmission before I start the thing. Which, Blake, do you know if there's a transmission fill besides the dipstick? Is there a transmission fill? Like, how do you fill up the transmission? If anybody knows, how do you fill up an Allison transmission, or do you have to pour it down the dipstick? Yeah, the dipstick? Dang it. That's gonna suck, dude. You gotta pour like 10 gallons down that thing? That's gonna take ages. It's gonna bubble up and... oh my goodness. So... I fixed that. So now that holds it. Ooh, filter is produce particles if you pour the oil on the wrong side of the filter. And I see how they could say that. But meanwhile, you're running the motor, you know, somewhat without lubricants, you know, until that oil filters get filled, you know. But I mean, that for that little duration, that's not going to do nothing. Anyways, I fixed that oil cap, so now it's got that little chain. Let me show you something else I just fixed. Or it just made do. Yeah, what's the tricks, Blake? Give me the lowdown on the tricks, because I haven't seen any videos yet. Holy smokes! Chaco, what kind of motor's in it? What trans? So I threaded that in there, and I put a little tube on there. So now dirt can't just fall in there. Now there's a tube way up here. You can see the tube. Breather tube for the differential. I'm going to empty these differentials out and put new fluid in them, just because they've probably never been changed. 8LL with the Detroit 13. 135,000. It is a 2012. 330,000. So it's got 30,000 more miles than this. Holy smokes, that's expensive. This one, I only paid 55,000 for this Chaka. It's got the C13 and Allison. Take all the bolts out but one on each filter, then back the last bolt halfway out. Use a flathead to pry it loose and let it drain. Okay, that's a good idea. Take all the bolts out. Just loosen that last one up a little bit. You'll send me a link. Thanks, man. I'm probably not gonna, I don't see myself getting to it tonight. I'll be honest. I'm getting a little tired. And I still gotta take a shower before I hop into bed, or else my wife is gonna kill me. So, at least I got those on. I'm probably gonna fill this up with oil, with engine oil. And then that'll probably be it for me for tonight. But I got almost all my tools put away, except for the stuff that, you know, I don't really care if it gets rained on type of stuff. So, wow, guys. I just, you know, this is what it takes. If you want to be a 100% successful business owner, you know, if you really want to make the money, you want to make the cheese, you want to make that bread, this is what you got to do. You got to buy an old dump truck that's beat up, cheap, super cheap. And then you got to fix it, just like I have. And then you got to go work it. Let me go get my filter, or my funnel. Alright. This is going to be the tricky part. This is kind of going to suck. Filling this up with oil. I got to somehow... Let's put two up here. That way I don't have to get down so often. Because this thing is... They don't make these things just to climb up and down them real easy. Let me go get my step stool. I'm just trying to get this thing running, you know? I'm just tired of it just sitting here. We just got it, but, you know, if this thing could be rolling, man, we could be making money. You know what I mean? One second. I think I got a headlamp. Let me go get a headlamp. No, I had a headlamp. I don't know where that stupid headlamp went. I put it right in the toolbox. Oh, it's gone. Okay, forget the headlamp. You just want to get it rolling because it's all about the Allison life. Anything. Yeah, you got that right, Blake. Okay, I'm gonna set you guys up here. You guys can watch me pour this in here. I can get you to stay. Come on, just stay there. There we go. Oh, guys, this funnel is not big enough. I mean, it's big enough, but it's not big enough. I got a bigger funnel, but it's just completely soiled right now, so I can't really use it. I mean, I could, but I'd really screw up the motor if I did. You know what I mean? Alright, there's 2.5 gallons. Alright, let me check these comments. See what you guys are chit-chatting about. Hey, Brian, does Grandpa live? He lives in Spanaway. Sip a beer for the working man. Yeah, you guys, sip a beer for me, man. I don't drink, so you guys can do that for me. Yeah, I agree, Blake. That's exactly what it sounds like. When you own multiple trucks, the bank accounts look like revolving doors. Yeah. We have like 10 funnels, but only one clean one. Yep. That's the story of my life. What? I'm gonna have you toss me one of those oils, okay? Can you hand it up to her? I gotta be able to reach the handle. Come on, son, you can do it. The handle. I need the handle. There we go. Got it. Good job, son. Okay.
It's a big one?
I'll tell you what, guys. If you want to be successful, this is what it takes. You know? Buy an old dump truck and just do this. Work every single hour of the day you can.
Whoa, Daddy. White, Daddy.
Mm-hmm.
On the white.
There we go. Yeah, this is lots of fun, guys. This is what it's all about, though, you know? Passion. Passionate enough to work from sun up to sundown. You know, that's what makes you the big bucks. And then, while my driver's up at 2 in the morning, I'll be sleeping and he'll be trucking. And then, once I get this truck rolling, then I'll have 2 trucks rolling and I'll be sleeping. That's gonna be nice, let me tell you. Where'd my son go? He just took off. He didn't even hand me that last one. Let's crawl down and get that last one now. So what do you guys got planned for, but I need to change the filters first. I already drained the transmission with a, I think it was a 3/4 ratchet. I just used a 3/4 inch ratchet. And, I drained that. But I didn't pop the filters off, though. How much fluid is behind the filters, Blake? Do you remember when you did yours? How much fluid comes out? Like a ton? Like a few gallons? Or like a pint or something? I'll tell you what, this is some beautiful looking oil. I can't wait to see it turn black. Whoa, almost put a little too much in there. This is a synthetic blend, 1540. Almost done. One more jug, and that'll be it. What do you think? C13 takes 10 gallons? Or does it take more or less? Does anybody know? I think it takes 10. Brian, can you replace the bushing that you showed? What bushing? See that message again? I need to look and see what that says. I'm replacing bushings. Ugh. Alright, let's check this. Can you replace the bushing that you showed was bad on the strong axle? I showed you the pin, right? So that's not really a bushing. What that is that's a pin. And then where the pin goes through, it was kind of wobbled out. So what you do for something like that is you take the pin out, and then you weld a big washer on both sides, you know, and then you basically put the pin back in. That's one way of fixing that, but it's really not, you know, horrible. It's definitely going to go another year or two before it gets attention. The main thing is it's going to start getting greased from now on. Our 9 gallons, 36 quarts. 9 to 10, depending on what pan you got. Okay, well, if you put an extra gallon in, that ain't going to be too much. Right? Extra gallon in a truck like this, I mean, that's not even hardly any extra. Think about it. That's like 1/10 extra. What? Oh, thank you. I'm just going to put 10 in it. If it's too much, I'll drain some out the bottom. What?
I'm putting the juice on the bell, okay?
I won't be able to start it today though, because I already emptied the transmission, and I don't want to turn it on with the transmission not having any fluid in it. That might screw something up. Even though it's in neutral, it might still do something, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a mechanic. Alright, that's that. Yep, I'll be getting down pretty soon here.
Okay.
Hey Blake, those are frightening. Oh, Cat's the best motor. I don't like those Detroits. All they do is leak oil everywhere. And it's like, okay, well, you must have never been underneath a Cat motor or a Cummins motor, because they all leak. If they're not leaking, there's no oil in any of them. You got that right, Blake. If it ain't leaking, it don't have any oil in it. Oh. Excuse me. That's that soda. That's that vodka I think you guys are talking about. Burger King. Probably it tastes like root beer. I had a guy fry an I-shift trans on one of our newer B. It died on him going into a pit, and he put it in neutral and coasted the rest of the way down the hill. Oh man, that sucks. Where did that towel go? Here. So with these funnels, I'll jam a towel in, then I set it like this. That way it doesn't collect dust. And whatever's left in there kind of leaks back down. I do drive that. Those. As long as it's not Coke. I don't drink Coke anymore. I don't want to be too white. You know what I mean? I don't want to be too white. That's a big no-no these days. Can't be too white. Let's tighten that oil cap down. Alright, now here's the thing. Alright, let's do this. You guys are going to laugh when you see how long this... Let's see, can you see? Alright. I'm going to pull the dipstick out right up there. I'm going to pull this thing out. This is almost like a magic trick, guys. This thing, it just has no... It doesn't have an ending. Right? Can you guys see me? I'm up here. Let's pull this dipstick out. It's going to keep going. Look how far away I am. Yep, we're good. We're good. We're right on the fill mark. We're right on the full mark. Come on, you stupid dipstick. This thing's like 2 miles long. Transmission one is 2 miles long also. I don't break this stupid thing. Ready to rock and roll. And then we'll make sure we test that once we run the motor for a little bit. Can't do it tonight though, because of the transmission, but you know what I mean. I'll test it tomorrow. You might not end up just perfect once the filter fills up with oil. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Blake. Yeah, those freaking dipsticks, they're like 2 miles long, man. What was the last owner? Tail. I mean, I was basically standing this far away, the tip before the end finally came out. I mean, you can see how far away I am. I'm like 5-6 feet away. That thing is just keep going. It's well, ready for me to call it a night. 8:43, finally wrapping it up. So today was very productive today. I don't have a 5-gallon bucket pump, Blake. At least not right now. But I put my used oil in this drum. Excuse me. So we did drop axles the carrier bearing, 2 of the torque rods, oil change, and I drained all the transmission fluid. Yeah, I know. I might just buy one, Blake. Buy like a little pump or something. I mean, I think my funnel will fit in that, but it's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a while. The tranny fluid looked kind of orangish. Is that normal? It looked kind of more orange than a red to me. Of course, I was underneath the truck, so maybe that's why. Yeah, I just needed changed. Yeah, that's what I figured. I'm telling you, man, the guy probably never changed it, though. I mean, the guy never greased. Here's another thing that I'm kind of stumped. There's grease zerks on those. Anywhere. On those spring hangers. Those spring hangers. Non-serviceable. Yeah, see, that's so weird. I would think there would be a grease zerk, but yeah, there isn't. None. So, I mean, here's or not. Let me just show you something. Here's one way to know if something's ever been greased. If you look at those cups like this, see that? There's no grease in that thing. And this thing literally holds like a lot of grease. You know? When it's bulging out, that's how you know it's been greased. If those things look like that, nothing's ever been greased. Look at this. This thing's never been greased, man. You can tell that has not been greased in a while. That's a kingpin, right? That hasn't been greased in a while. So we're gonna grease this baby up tomorrow. That's one of the things we're gonna be doing tomorrow is greasing everything. Oh, quick question. Anybody know what this thing is? What is this? It's into that. Anybody know what that is? Another thing that I'm trying to fix is this other thing that's just dangling down here. This other thing right here. That thing right there, whatever that is, it's just zip tied up. But it's off of something. And I know it's not supposed to be just dangling like that. So, that's something I need to look into. Figure out what that stuff is. Bumper, it's here. So I might just take it to the channel.